if you're as meticulous as I am, then social media engineering, which is what I'm calling this now, can be fun. It becomes more of a formula, and you know, all the social platforms have algorithms, and what you're doing is you're basically using those platforms to advertise something, whether it be a product, a service, or yourself. And what I'm doing is I'm using myself to describe the service that is the automated method, right? So this is very and it's also, there's so many things to talk about, but I'm just going to say that the power of what I'm doing now for myself is through the roof. But at the same time, I told everybody that I was going to share with them the journey so it's a transparent box. So analytics, that's all that this is. This is just analytics. And for April, I used April as to build the formula, because I wanted to see how impressions worked. I wanted to see what effective messages were out there, hashtags, tagging, geolocation, you name it, everything. So along the way, posting up a storm, which is basically what I was doing on purpose, I've loaded my YouTube channel. I've become more accustomed with Twitter. I've become more accustomed with IGTV, with Instagram and Facebook, the Facebook pages, the business, all that, and then also how the paid aspects work, which I haven't touched yet. Now, so phase one, which I will call this social media engineering. So phase one is the reintegration, okay? And the reintegration is because I've utilized almost none of the social media features or anything in my personal life. So I've used my personal channel and kind of abused it a little bit, just because I had so much following on my Instagram page or my Facebook personal page. But I got to kind of navigate those channels properly now, right? As long as people recognize that I am the founder of my business, then we're ahead. So now we have to think about what's the call to action, and we have to think about what are, who is the demographic, etc. But in the beginning, that's difficult. And I understand that, because as I am like a mathematician, I'm working out all these analytics and looking at all these variables and inside my algorithms, time, place, what, and there's a little bit more experimentation needed. So in May, I've created a real campaign that has strategy. And the strategy in the campaign is like what I've learned in April, I'm applying in May. And I'm going to use a lot more professionalism in terms of how to handle the analytics, instead of just dumping all these videos and posts on the internet. Okay, I digress. So that should be something already, right? Like if anybody wants to know what modern marketing is, the best way that I can share it with them is to modern market in front of them, instead of just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, which is, it's a good strategy in the beginning, which is what I'm doing sort of, because I want to see what is sticking and what is catching. And believe it or not, under 30 days, you can really get a good metric, right? So I have some good analytics, I have some good metrics, and I've built some algorithms for myself personally inside my social media life, right? Remember, I told you there's an analog and digital version of yourself, and that's the problem, is finding that happy medium, or just becoming the digital version of your analog self, or vice versa, right? So the strategies I've aligned for the same things, themes in the day. I've done time breakdowns. I've done hashtag breakdowns, topic breakdowns, everything. So in May, I'm going to advertise my call to action. I'm going to start to tell people what that is. I'm going to start to see where the traffic goes. And I'm also going to start to experiment with certain campaign tricks, right? I'm going to find out what is the automated method to you, and what can I do myself to promote the automated method while using all the analytic data that I collected in April. And there's a lot. There's a shit ton, okay? Now, that's because I used a method which was just volume, right? Volume and experimentation. And I have so much content that I just started posting old archived unposted content, and I just started watching how it performs, which is what you can do, right? All that is free in social media. All that is free. You can look at a lot of these things without paying for it. Paying for things is like advertisements, which is usually pushing a post or some content forward. And that's usually how these platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm not using Snapchat, but Snapchat and TikTok and even LinkedIn, that's how they work, right? So, and I'm going to tell you what I do as well. Right, so the phase one is I'm going to slowly introduce a couple things that change my what the automated method looks like and what I look like on social media, right? As the founder, right? I don't really... CEO, come on, guys. Like, I'm going to post a video eventually it's a longer one, and I'll put it on YouTube. It's about 15 minutes long, and it's like everybody's a founder and a CEO, so you can just imagine how I can just tear that one a new asshole, because like that is my favorite. Everybody became a CEO, right? And all the owners became founders when they started, you know, getting into Tai Chi. No, I'm just kidding. They just watched too much Silicon Valley. Anyway, so I wanted to make sure that I said that one of the concepts that I came up with was looking at what Instagram was. I target Instagram on purpose because I'm fascinated with how it's driven and distorted society, right? Because it's so fast and so visual and so shallow, you know, and so bad for mental health in a lot of ways. Like, there's so many things that it's poor, it's bad for, but it's also so effective. You can't deny how effective it is, right? So, and now, like, and I haven't even traveled into TikTok. I'm going to add TikTok into the feed as I start to get better, you know, firming these things up. But that's what I wanted to say. So this is the last Wednesday, it's social media day, before my May campaign starts. And I've done a whole bunch of things to rewash all, you know, everything that I've been doing into a different light, sort of. And I'm going to see how it performs and share it with you. And I just wanted to add this one last thing that I find, the transparency that I'm going to use is, this is why the comedy, right? It's like, honestly, I could do social media stand-up probably at this point. Open mic. Maybe I'll take someone up on that dare. I've always wanted to do open mic yucks, but it depends on, yeah, I probably could. Yeah, sure, whatever, man. You guys want to see it? I'll do it. I probably should join an improv crew as well. Yeah, lots to do in 2020. Maybe I'll start an improv video conferencing. That's a whole other can of worms there, eh? Has anybody done Zoom comedy's funny? I don't know if anybody out there has played any games over Zoom, right? Like friends of mine and we do the Jackbox games, or jackbox.tv, and we've been playing it over Zoom. And oh man, those games are awesome, like Fibbage and Quiplash and such. But anyway, tangent. Wow. I wonder why I just I should probably go for a walk, get some of this energy out of me. So one of the things, the shallowness of Instagram, okay? I can't deny that once you start looking at the analytics, and it's celebrity culture that has turned it into this monster, I'm going to follow that algorithm. So time of post, what is post, the content, where it's posted, hashtags, and the actual imagery. And, you know, drag as many people into this as possible, use as much traction as I can to actually show you, the audience, what modern marketing is and how to actually use it.